Hello, this is Gerald. I think leg as a sound inform combination is actually quite visually attractive, and because you immediately recognize what it is by knowing the positions in the system of order of where you can recognize the letters, and how you combine them is almost logical that this fits the L, the E, and the G fits quite well to describe actually the leg quite well as well. You have three categories in letter recognitions. The one category which builds up in a numerical system, in a geometrical system, builds up from space and focuses upon localizations and formations in space. The other of the second category is about finding directions from movements in general in a timing context, and the last category is more about how do you recognize certain definitions that we can make there, and how are they interconnected actually, that we can apply this definition of rules upon a certain space and correct time. So here are the letters, one letter from each category. We start with the L. L I usually show you as this kind of form because it goes from one point to 2 points actually, where a form is forming itself. As a position into the system, it is about how does things form itself into the logic of the 1, 2, 3 logic, that you have a starting point of something that unfolds and something that concludes, is actually one of these very simple 1, 2, 3 rules. If you would know the position, it is really into the forming itself. Of course, you have this continuation of forming itself into the L. You can almost read it like a puzzle. So this is the letter L, which goes towards the E. So I put it also a little bit higher up towards a timed movement. The E is into the vertical thing and says, okay, here is a movement up. But it's not just that, it's also a movement from two focuses, meaning I have a movement, I have a change, and I want to, it is by realizing what kind of changes are possible, or what kind of changes that we have, that I can define my thing here. How will I do that? So when I really form myself from one position to two and have these within a change, I have two options, almost like how I form myself up with my leg, with the L and the E combined. And what's the G then? The G is connected, like the theory says, to something bigger than just the space, just the timing. There's something bigger, a bigger formula actually behind it, which decides what kind of movements are done with it. It's decided from somewhere else. What kind of movements then are different, what kind of form it gets, and how it is also engaged actually from whatever movements that can be in time and in the right time and in the right space. That's how I define this G, and that's how the leg is. It's this form which stands up with a certain variation of movements, which is decided which kind of movements there are with the G, and that's the leg. Hope this was clear enough. I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks again for watching. Bye.